Hi, I'm Sproins, and welcome back to another episode of the Hermit Pack. And since last time, I've done quite a bit. I haven't really done a whole lot of progression, but I have started working on a new base. I got all my stuff moved, and let's just go ahead and take a look at it. So we're here in a mesa biome, or right next to one. And of course, I'm calling my new base the Besa. And personally, I don't really care for the look of mesa biomes, but it's kind of, it has a good shape. One that I can just kind of build into, and it also has a kind of a flat grassy area outside, which is another thing that I really wanted. So yeah, it's good. I have my Tinker's Construct smeltery out here. I also have my vein miner or void miner over here, and I replaced this ore miner with the resource miner. You can just swap the pieces out, and now we're getting like all this stuff. And it's not quite as good as the ore miner when we get like emeralds and diamonds and all the other ores and stuff, but this is still kind of nice. If I had a higher tier and, you know, this was going faster, I guess, or getting more stuff. But for now, it's fine. I'll probably swap this out very soon. Anyway, oh, and by the way, check out Journey Map. If it'll load, bit of a lag spike. I flew around the perimeter of this mesa, and it is huge. Absolutely ridiculously huge, but we're probably going to spend most of our time over on this side. Anyway, so let's go ahead and go inside and we can see what I've been working on. Alright, so here it is. This is kind of the design scheme that I've decided on, and it uses the anti-block, which the anti-block is pretty easy to craft. You just need glowstone dust surrounded by stone, and you get 8 of them, of course, and then you chisel the white anti-block, and then you can choose whichever of these colors that you want. So I went with the lime, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with lime. I also wanted to try purple to see how purple looks, so I might be changing that out soon, but I do like the look of the anti-block. They almost have a cel-shaded look to them, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, we're just going to dig into the mesa biome, and we'll have all of our machines and interesting stuff in here. And of course, some rooms we'll change up the look of some rooms to be better suited to like the theme of what's going on in the room. But for now, this is what I have. Let's go ahead and check this room out first real quick. So this is going to be kind of a teleport room. I have telepads, and then I can always expand this if I need more room. I only have the one right now. So let's check the telepad recipe. From Quantum Flux, you just need Advanced Circuit, Darkstone, so pretty simple. Advanced Circuit, Hyper Diamond, you explode Graphite Dust and a Diamond, and the Ender Crystal, so not really too difficult. You also need a linking card to link your telepads. So let's see if we can actually take a trip real quick. So World Spawn's the only one that I have. But yeah, eventually I'll also make like a little house or something. So you know where to go, and it looks a little bit nicer. This is just in case I die, and I don't really want to walk 3,000 blocks. So if I die and somehow end up back at the world spawn, this is where our old base was, by the way. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's continue. Head back to the base. These things aren't always. Yeah, I think you have to be like right on them, and then it always like does the stuck in the floor bouncy thing. But anyway, so over here, of course, this is the refined storage system, and I made a bunch of these 4K storages just so we have a lot more room, and pretty much everything is in here. And then a couple of my machines, just temporary placement. I did make the dimensional transceiver. I think I showed the recipe before. The only really hard part about making the dimensional transceiver was getting the Enderman heads, because even with the beheading 10, looting 3 sword, farming Enderman, in the end, they still drop their heads at a really low rate. But I should also mention that I now have the advanced solar generators out here, and we still have the hammer XP thing. Of course, it was in the wrong slot. So, and yeah, so it's out of cobblestone. Anyway, where was that hidden entrance? Right here. Yeah, so we now have that, and it's powering things. And then down here is kind of the storage door array that I was working on in the last episode. I moved it and expanded it, and it's working just fine now. So we have the external storage pipes or whatever they are, and then just storage drawers everywhere. Down here some more if I need to expand this, but for now this is completely fine. And all of these are in the system, but they're not actually taking up disk space, which is the entire reason that this is down here. So yeah, it's pretty neat. And that is pretty much all that I've been doing lately, if I can get through here. But today I kind of want to take a break from working on this base and just get some other stuff done. Just random crap that I didn't want in the actual system. But yeah, so let me take a little bit and see what I want to do today. I have an idea, but let me just make sure that I can get everything that I need, and I will be right back, and we'll get to doing some stuff. Alright, so before we get to all that other stuff, I figure I could show off a couple things that I crafted. So first of all, this coin of fortune. Pretty simple, batwing. I had a bunch of those from somewhere. And nebulous hearts, pretty simple to get. I forget, okay, Enderman dropped them, so I have a bunch of those too. And of course, slime pearl. So coin of fortune is pretty much, it sucks in items and XP when you turn it on. So shift right click to turn it on, and then you can hold right click, I think, and that turns on super magnets, right? Super vacuum. So it's pretty cool and pretty easy magnet to make. Another thing that I made was the diamond chest transporter. So if we look in JEI for transporters, or JEI, is that what it's called? Yes, JEI. Transporter. So diamond chest transporter, there is a matter transporter, and I think this works on any blocks. I believe this also works on like spawners, but it's a little bit more expensive, but not really. I just didn't build one. I don't know if it requires or if it takes durability, but I might build one eventually just to test it out. But the diamond transporter, and I believe the diamond has the most durability, so this one's much easier to make. So what we're going to use this for, this doesn't work on blocks. I think it only works on chests and inventory blocks and stuff like that. So we're going to remove this and grab this, and we're just going to replace this with the why can I not break this? Oh, it's because so whenever you pick this up, anything up with the diamond chest transporters, it gives you all these negative stat effects. So that can be dealt with just by putting them in a off inventory like so. So now I can break it, and we'll go over here, and I just have these over here so I can quickly swap them out. So we'll break this one too. Now we will get out our transporter, and yes, it is a little bit clunky to have to keep doing this, but I guess we could also put this back. So resource miner, we want the ore miner, and we might also look at upgrading this today, but I don't know. I think it requires a bunch of ender pearls, which I can of course get pretty easily. So open up our inventory, diamond chest, transporter, and there we go. So now this is back to giving us ores and the good things that we want. So yeah, I thought I would demonstrate that because this diamond chest transporter was very helpful in moving stuff to the base. Also the telepad. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to look at my resources and see what I have, if we can get started on what I want to do today. So I will wait until the next clip to surprise you with what that is. Alright, we are back, and hopefully I have everything that I need. What I want to do is take a look at extreme reactors. So I've used big reactors before, but I guess it's now called extreme reactors in this pack in 1.10, and it's pretty much the same. We don't have as many options as we used to, unfortunately, but I think it's a pretty good way to generate a little bit of power. So I'm going to build it up here. I already went ahead and crafted everything that we need, so it shouldn't be too difficult to build. I probably should also grab a, well, I was going to say, well, yeah, I guess it'll help. We'll go down here, use the quick entrance, and grab a builder's wand. I think my builder's wand is somewhere. It's been a while since I've used it, so there it is. Alright, so builder's wand, and I don't really have enough resources to make the extreme reactor as big as I want it. So for now, we're just going to make like kind of a medium-sized big reactor or extreme reactor, and then we can build on it later, right? So first thing that I like to do is lay out where I'm going to put the control rods. So we're going to lay down the reactor casing first, and here's the recipe. Overall, it's really not too bad. Graphite is just, I made it by smelting coal. So graphite bar. And we're going to have a layout that's something like this. I'm actually going to build it over here, I think. And I'll move this to where they all can kind of converge into the same dimensional transceiver. But we're going to build it over here because I like this big open area. So I'm going to lay out the control rods like this. So 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, like that. And so we should have exactly 13 if I did my math right. And so we're just going to have the one layer of the fuel rods, and here's the recipe for that. Again, pretty simple. And whenever we expand, we can build on top of these. We can just put more fuel rods like that. But for now, like I said, we're just going to go with this basic shape. All right, and then what we're going to do is fill these in. I might actually need more casings, reactor casing blocks. I made a stack. I brought a little over a stack with me, but might end up needing more. All right, so that's that. Then, yeah, we'll definitely need more, but we have to bring this out by 2, this out by 2, this out by 2, and this out by 2. But we'll definitely have to get more. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put the control rods on, and here's the recipe for the control rods. So the control rods just go on top of the fuel rods like that. And pretty simple. And even though I don't have all of the casings that I need, we'll go ahead and start putting down the glass, which will probably also need a lot more glass too. So I will have casings like this, and then casing will go like that, and then the glass will go right here. So it'll be outlined with casing, and it'll look pretty nice. So for now, I'll just put these down wherever I can. And we're getting close to completed, so I'm going to go ahead and craft the rest of the casings that we need, and probably a little bit more glass too, and I'll be right back and we'll finish this off. Alright, so this is built up a little bit now, and there's still a few things to do. So in the past, I would use, I guess, liquefied ender pearls or enderium or whatever it's called. Unfortunately, we do not have that in this pack. So we can use diamond blocks instead, and this is going to be quite painful. I would have preferred to use manulin, blocks from Tinker's Construct, but I don't have enough of them. So for now we're going to use diamond, and eventually when we do have the manual blocks, we're going to swap that out. So that leaves us with only, well, 5 diamond blocks. So, but that should provide a good coolant, and we should get something like twice as much power as if we were to use water. So it's definitely worth it power-wise. So now all we have to do is place the rest of this glass. So let's see if I can quickly get that done. Probably, yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more glass. All right, so glass placed, and then we just need to place these important blocks next. So quickly look at the recipe of each of these, and I'll explain what they're for as we need them. We're going to need all of them right away. Anyway, we need the controller first, and we'll go ahead and put the, let's see, redstone ports. Just thinking about the way I want to have this laid out. So we'll want the power that's going to export the power. We want that over here. And then I think I want the redstone port right here. And then we can just put the access port right there. Doesn't really matter. All right, so when we place these last blocks, it should connect like so. And we now have our reactor. So before we turn this on, I'm going to have to go get some more yellorium, or any yellorium, because I don't have any on me. All right, so I got some yellorium. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. And again, we're not going to start this just yet. What we want to do is we want to have energy conduit coming out here. And we're going to have it going like this, because we're going to connect the solar panels to this. And we'll also want a power monitor. And this is, we're not really going to use it to monitor the power. We're just going to kind of use it to emit a redstone signal at a certain point. So I want to have it at 98. So when it's less than 98% full, when the entire system is less than 98% full, it's going to start it until it's at 99%. See, I was having a little bit of trouble using it at default 75. So I tried 99, or 98, but now that I think about it, it would constantly be going back and forth. So if it's less than 75, it'll emit a signal until it gets back up to 99% full, and then it will emit a signal. All right. I'll of course be watching it to make sure that it works. We want insulated redstone conduit so we can carry that signal and just put it in to the reactor ports. And then the reactor port, we're just going to have this toggle on and off from a signal. We don't want it on pulse, we want it from a signal. So commit, and then, okay, so it's turning on right now. And what we want to do is throw this dimensional transceiver down. All right, and it should still have all of its settings saved. So yeah, I guess the it turned on for a second, and I guess it filled up, and then it turned it back off. So that's exactly what we want. And then it'll use power until the entire system, and this it should be going by what the battery or the capacitor bank battery room, what it eventually will be. So this should, it's not using anything right now, but it should be going off of this thing. So if this thing ever drops below 75%, then this should turn back on, if I understand it correctly. So its energy buffer just left, It does not have anything to do with this energy buffer. All right, so as you can see, it just went down, but I don't think it went all the way down to 75. So this is a problem I was having earlier. It only emits a signal when it's less than 75% full, and stops when it's greater than or equal to 99. So it looks like it's just like coming on for a split second, unless, well, this thing does take a lot of power. So it could be that. Let's go over here and check this out. It could also be ignoring the battery and only working. Let's see. Just watch this for a second and see if anything happens. But it doesn't look like it. So it could just be going on what the dimensional transceiver is doing. Then again, I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and just break this for a second and manually turn this on and see what kind of power that we're getting. So 6,000, 66,000 RF per tick, or 6,600, I should say. So yeah, about 6,000 RF, or else six and a half, a little bit more. So that's pretty good. It's filling up this internal buffer quite quickly. But we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll watch over it. Also, it looks like 0.084 is our fuel burn-up rate, which is good. Core temperature, it's staying pretty low. That's because of the diamonds. And fuel reactivity is 435. So I guess that's good as well. So yeah, I'll just let that run and move that over there. But yeah, we should be getting a constant supply of around 6,000 RF per tick, plus whatever all of these give us, probably around 1,000 too. So about 7,000 is going to be what we have coming into the system, which is pretty good. Alright, so I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, probably have, but if I open up my baubles, you can see I have this ring. The Onyx 4th edition case loot rarity rare provides haste 2, which is pretty cool when coupled with the this pick that's already pretty dang fast. I got it from opening one of these weapons case loot cases things. I forget where I found it, probably in a dungeon, the Nether or something. But let's see, weapons case loot. So I have a couple of them. Weapons case 2nd edition, so I thought it'd be interesting to open them up on camera. But first, I want to go over here and throw a Torturino down on this, because this takes up a crazy amount of RF if you put a Torturino on it. So we can go over here and kind of debug the extreme reactor that we have. So this should turn on when something drops below. So this is going down. So probably what's going to happen is that will go down, and then the battery, and I apologize for having to keep running back and forth, but I have my battery down here, and then the system up there. I do want them separate. So yeah, that'll probably drain first, and then this will start going down. So we'll go up there and monitor that. And then once that goes down, we can come down here, and once that drops to 75, that's when it should kick back on. But we will see. And that is slowly going down. Alright, so as we wait, like I said, let's check this out. So, weapon case 1st edition. What are we going to get? The Crusader. So attack damage 11. That's good because this is one of my strongest weapons, but alright. Quality is crude though. So I don't really know what that means. Maybe it can level up. I doubt it. It should one-shot this bunny. But this bunny's cool, though. Don't really want to sacrifice him for science. These piggies, however... Alright, so one-shot... Well, it doesn't one-shot them. So yeah, I don't really know. Quality crude. So maybe that wasn't a good sword, but whatever. Looks like we're going to get another sword. Red. It's crude, common, and attack damage 9. Crit. Alright, I'm not sure. Maybe they're just visual. I was hoping of getting like another ring, but I think I need to find Baubles rings. Those are the rare ones, I think. So Ice Blade. Do these have like a shift function? You would think the Ice Blade would cause cold damage. But they could just be visual. Anyway. Alright, so what's this one? Quality Perfect. Has a really high durability. It only has 7 attack. Attack damage 9, but 7 attack. Alright, I see. So this one shot this dude. Even though it's perfect. See, I really don't know what the quality is for. There might be a lot more to this mod than it seems. Or it could just be random quality. It doesn't really mean anything. But yeah, so I'm going to let this run, and I'll bring you back in when it's time to see if it works on the battery. So I will be right back. Alright, so I've been watching this for a little while, and I don't really think we're going to have a problem. So what I did was I disabled this right here. And when I disabled this, maybe we can see it, this started a loop. So it would turn on, and then it'll turn off. And so my guess as to what that means is this is producing power pretty equally to the consumption of the Void Miner with the Torturino. And then when I put this on, it also, it does the same thing, it loops, but of course it takes a lot longer. So this will actually start to fill way back up. So this gives it like the little extra bit of power that it needs to be completely like, it won't be turning on and off. It'll turn on, and then once it fills up, it'll stay offline. You can see, well, you can't really see right now, but once everything gets filled back up, this will start dropping at a much slower rate. So like that. So yeah, still, I mean, I still don't think I have it 100% figured out, but the important thing is that it's not depleting a whole lot of fuel, which is great. 1.7 this entire time that I've been testing. So that's pretty good. And I think that's going to be it for this one. So now we have some crazy power. Hopefully I can expand this between episodes, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. But maybe we'll look a little bit into automating some of the ores, getting this stuff processed. I am going to remove the Torturino from over here. That was just for testing purposes. Like I've said before, I think using a Torturino on something like that's a little too cheaty, unless we use the new recipe to make one. But for now, we're just going to use it for simpler stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.